friend literally has at least 5 dudes obsessed with her, ready to marry her at all times. And of course, her being a model and beautiful and stunning and amazing personality has a lot to do with it. But another key piece is she doesn't give a shit about any of them. She does not care to see them. She will go weeks without speaking to them, weeks without responding to them, so much so that when she finally does decide to answer, they are like ready to drive 2 hours to go see her. They're like, oh my God, I have to capitalize on this opportunity that she's even talking to me, so I got to go see her right this second because I don't know the next time she's going to talk to me. They're obsessed. And it's not like she's doing it on purpose. She's so busy living her own life. Like, she's so busy, like, deciding what guy she wants to see, like, who she wants to talk to, what she wants to do, what trip she wants to go on, that it's not even personal. So if you want a guy to be obsessed with you, or any guy to be obsessed with you, you got to run the game. You got to put yourself first and value your time over seeing a man. I do not see y'all double texting a guy. As a matter of fact, don't even text him first. Notice how this is my best friend. This is not my own advice, because I fall in love and want to marry every single person that I talk to in the first 5 seconds. But if you want this is what you gotta do.
So what's happening here is basically everything got flipped on its head. It's like the Twilight Zone, right? Where the female has a masculine identity and all the guys are following her lead. Okay, that's like what's going on here. But the bottom line is the rules of the game still apply. Okay, the rules of the game still apply. When you prioritize yourself, the people who find you attractive, they either got to get down or lay down, right? They got to follow the program, or they get charged to the game. Okay, so this woman has figured out that if she focuses on herself and does what she wants to do and focuses on her own life, that these guys are going to follow her lead and they pedestal her. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens when men pedestal women, right? They look at a woman as desirable and attractive, and because she's desirable and attractive, or whatever it is, they put her on a pedestal and they make her more important than themselves. But what guys don't realize is that a woman is only as valuable as the value that you give to her. Because if you see her as attractive, the reason why she's attractive is because of you. So her value is coming from you. You just don't realize it because you have her up on a pedestal. And anything you put on a pedestal, you begin to look up at it while it looks down on you. You get what I'm saying? So that's why this woman she got 5 dudes all ready to be at her beckoning call, and ready to do whatever she wants, because she knows that they have her on a pedestal, and she is capitalizing on this situation, and she's staying focused on herself, right? She's making herself and her time more important than these gentlemen. Now, what needs to happen is the opposite. Right? What needs to happen is the opposite, because naturally, as men, we are leaders. OK, and in every situation, there is a leader and there's a follower. But when men pedestalize women, they become followers of women. You understand? They start to follow the women. They start to be more accommodating. Oh, what would you like? Where do you want to go? What kind of dates do you want to go on? I want to smash on the first date, but it doesn't matter what I want as the guy, because I'm following you because you're pretty and all of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happens to a lot of guys, and that's why they get messed up in the game. So guys, we got to remember this. Every situation, every relationship, every time you meet with somebody, especially a woman, there's going to be a leader or a follower, and you have to answer the question, which one are you? OK, as men, we're supposed to lead, but you can give the woman the lead if you put her on a pedestal. If you don't understand game, if you don't have a strong masculine identity, you end up putting her on a pedestal and following her lead. That's what's happening to these guys. You get what I'm saying? But it could be flipped if these guys had strong masculine identities. And what would happen is they would prioritize themselves, and the women who like them would follow their lead. You understand? But now this is happening in the opposite direction, because this woman is prioritizing herself. But check this out. The main reason why she's prioritizing herself is because these men already put her up on the pedestal. Do you understand? If she met a bunch of guys who prioritize themselves, she would not prioritize herself. She would be chasing after the guys. You understand? So we have to understand that a lot of this stuff is psychological cues. You understand? Because if you let a woman know, or if you tell a woman that she's the most important thing and you put her up on this pedestal and you let her know that she's more important than you, she's going to use that information to her advantage, and she's going to treat you a certain way. And she's going to say to herself, well, if he thinks I'm more important than him, then I'm going to think that I'm more important than him. Do you understand? But if she says, man, I really like this guy and he thinks he's really important, so then she would think he's really important. You understand? So this is what's really going on. And as men, when we're going out to meet these women, we have to understand this basic premise. As soon as you meet someone, you're either going to be a follower or a leader. This is why I don't mess with like choosing signals and all that other type of nonsense in the pickup community. Right. A lot of guys are like, oh, well, I don't talk to women unless I get a choosing signal. Right then and there, you are letting the woman know that you are a follower because you don't have enough balls to go and talk to her just because you want to. You're waiting for her to give you cues or signals to validate you going up to talk to her. Meanwhile, a man who prioritizes himself, a man who doesn't pedestal women, a man who doesn't seek validation and only seeks confirmation goes up to any woman at any time simply because he wants to meet her, because he's attracted to her and he wants to get to know what's going on. You understand? He doesn't wait for any choosing signals. He doesn't wait for any validation. He doesn't wait for anyone's permission. Okay, so when you do these type of things, you set yourself up to be a follower. Okay. And once the woman realizes that you're a follower, this is how she will treat you. So you have to be very careful and you have to set the rules from the very beginning. So that means you go up and approach the woman when you want to, how you want to, and say exactly what you want to say. You set up the date. You tell her, take down my number and tell her when to call you. You got to be the leader in every facet. And you got to let it be known from the very beginning. You have to run the show, because if you don't run the show, then she's going to run the show. And then she's going to end up treating you like the girl in this video. All right. So it's your boy, Miles Cunningham. Hope you got something from this video. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.